If it's a nice evening out tonight, which hopefully these showers and storms kind of roll through here, maybe you want to make your way out to one of our great drive-in movie theaters in Michigan. Movies, of course, back in Muskegon County at the Getty Drive-In. Tonight's opening night, and joining us is Emily with Studio C. Emily, good morning to you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning on Morning Plus. What's planned for opening night? We're so excited for you guys.
Hey, great to speak with you. It is the 82nd season of operations at the Getty Drive-In in Muskegon, and this is a place that has become an annual ritual, if not more, for a lot of West Michigan families. Folks love the experience around the movie, not just the movie itself, but the way of seeing it. And so our company has given a lot of attention to that, both with our, luxury recliners in our regular theaters, but also at the Getty, where you can almost come for a tailgater at the movies, string hammocks between cars, come with your camp chairs, all of that. And, Michigan flirts with springtime. It's 30 and then 70 and then snowing. So we're doing our part to try to bring on spring, and we know it's coming soon. But the marker of the beginning of the spring and summer season is the opening of the Getty Drive-In to us.
Yeah, manifesting spring with opening of the Getty Drive-In. We're so excited for you guys. I mean, wow. It brings back nostalgia because there's a drive-in movie theater where I'm from. And so I would totally recommend trying to get out to a drive-in movie if you can.
Oh, for sure. I grew up going to Getty theaters, so I loved it so much. I think that it's really interesting to kind of talk to people who haven't been too, and they say, well, why wouldn't I just go to the movies? But it's a fully different experience.
It's an experience.
Yeah. Can you
No, my kids talk about it all year long. It's really memorable. It's fun to come out here.
I love it. So I see you got some popcorn. You're ready for the movies tonight. What makes that popcorn so special? I mean, it looks delicious. I want some.
I mean, we put a little love in it.
Okay.
So that makes it the world's best popcorn.
Getty Drive-In's popcorn made with love. And also,
folks love the old school feel here, so we have to sort of sneak in the upgrades during the off season when we're sprucing things up. Because you really just don't want to disrupt the magic of it all. That said, we did repaint all of the outdoor screens this spring, so there's a fresh, crisp white coat on the outdoor screens, and that's going to make the viewing experience a little bit brighter this summer. And we've upgraded our sound, and we've upgraded our projection, and so a lot of the things that we can do to not disrupt the history or the magic, but bring some extra vibrancy to it all, we've been giving some attention to.
Oh, we love it. We love that this tradition is still being kept in your family there, and it's just so awesome to see people still getting out to drive-in movies. Speaking of the movie, what is playing tonight? I know you guys have 4 screens there.
We try to have a good mix on the 4 screens. So there's usually something that's great for families. This weekend, it'll be Snow White, which was the big movie that opened last weekend. And of course, there's How to Train Your Dragon and Lilo and Stitch coming up this summer. So there's always going to be a family movie. On the other 3 screens tonight, one that I'm super looking forward to is Death of a Unicorn, which just seems quirky as all get out. It is about a hit and run with a unicorn, and it stars Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, and it just looks like a hoot and very out of the box. And then we usually have something that's a little more in the horror thriller category, because there's nothing like being outside under the stars and in your car and sort of also daydreaming about, the horrific things that might happen. So that's usually taking up one of the screens, and then we round it out with something else. So this weekend we have Woman in the Yard, and we have Mickey 17, Death of a Unicorn, and Snow White. So great movies.
Oh my goodness. So the Woman in the Yard, I've seen previews for that. That seems so scary. And
it's a really bad year for this family. I just gotta say.
Well, there you go. Yeah, no, and also I love that there's a different variety, something for everybody. If you don't necessarily want to see the scary movie, go on over and see one of the more family-friendly options as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. And this summer has some great big movies coming. We do have the Mission Impossible Final Reckoning with Tom Cruise. This might be the final Mission Impossible film. Also some Superman, some, like Fantastic Four. There's a lot of really good movies that are coming that feel very drive-in appropriate. So it should be a fun year.
Do you guys have a lot of the movies for the entire summer planned out already?
You know, we play new wide releases out here at the Getty. So if you're looking at what is in your traditional theaters, we usually have at least 3 of the 4 screens playing new wide releases and some of the biggest ones. And then sometimes we'll throw in a mix that just sort of feels Getty appropriate. So look for that too.
Absolutely. Is there any perks of coming maybe earlier in the season, like maybe tonight or in the next couple of weeks, as opposed to the heat of the summer?
Well, there's 2 perks. One of which is if you're one of the first guests to the Getty, you're going to get a free Getty Drive-In sticker, bumper sticker or a sticker. So that's cool. And then also, I like coming during this fringe season because the movies start at sunset and that changes throughout the summer. And so right now that's around 8 or 8:15. As we get towards the end of June, that gets quite a bit later. And for folks like me, if you come during the early spring or the later fall, you know, I can actually stay awake through the second movie. So that's a perk.
Well, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. And also, I mean, I think the perk all around for movie theater season, drive-in season, is just the wonderful snacks like the popcorn. I'm craving movie theater popcorn now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. What kind of things can people look forward to when they come out? So the popcorn, of course, but what else do you guys have there?
Oh yeah, we have roasted candied nuts, we have hot dogs, we have pizza, we have soda fountains, we have a whole, you know, like all of the traditional snacks, and then we've been expanding on that some. The other thing that is new as of the last year or two is that there is a QR code where you've parked your car. My kids actually like making, you know, the mission and the trek to the old school concession stand. That is still open to you. But if you want the ease, you can scan a QR code and you can actually have stuff from our food and beverage stand delivered directly to your car. You know, they'll come up and knock on your window. And if you're watching a spooky movie, that might like scare you a little bit more. But you can get the food delivered directly to your assigned like car space.
Okay, so always keep that in mind. It is your 82nd year this year. I'm curious as to what you would say has changed over the past 8 decades.
You know, I think that the love of movies has remained the same. I think that what we have given attention to as a company is the experience that surrounds the movies. Like, what makes the memory? How do people connect with each other? And that is what keeps the drive-in special. Is I think that the experience folks have here, if they arrive here early, if they're hanging out on the playground, if they're running around barefoot, if they string a hammock between their cars, that is a memory that lasts. And has certainly been a delight for many of us.
Well, Emily, what's your favorite memory? I know you've been involved with the movie theater for quite some time.
My favorite memory out here was coming to watch Barbie a couple of years ago with a whole bunch of girlfriends. It felt appropriate to the movie because you know, there was a lot of people who brought their old school cars and things that kind of tied in with the whole vibe of that movie, and we just had a blast.
Love it, love it, love it. I also love a good drive-in movie. You know, you roll in there and you basically plan for the whole evening and make that your evening plans.
Yeah.
I love it. You've been to Getty.
I love Getty, yeah, for sure. I went all the time when I was younger, and we would always pull up and sit there for the 2 movies. Loved it so much. Bringing hammocks, camp chairs, just like you mentioned too. Now, if somebody's getting ready to come out to the theater, they're starting to pack up their car, what are some of the things that they need to know about what they can and can't bring?
Well, we do have our own food and beverage operation, so that we'd ask you to leave to us. You can bring hammocks, you can bring camp chairs, you can bring speakers. My kids spend, you know, half the day decking out the back of our car, which they set up like a fort so that we can just, you know, open up the hatch, and they are totally cozied in and ready for their movie-going experience. So there are people who do a lot of elaborate setups in the back of a pickup or in the back of a car, but come with what brings you joy.
All right. Emily, thank you so much. Again, tonight is opening night at the Getty Drive-In up in the Muskegon area. If you can make it out there, I'm sure it'll be a fun time. Emily, thank you.